Hail to the king! Today we're taking a look at Hiya Toys Stylist series Godzilla vs. Kong, King Kong. Welcome back. The Stylist series from Hiya Toys is a series of statues based on the Godzilla Monsterverse figures. I've already done a Godzilla review if you want to see that on my channel. Today it's Kong's turn. So looking at the box here, no open window or anything like that. We do have a good picture of the figure on the front there. On the side, another picture of him and the Godzilla. Some Chinese and Japanese writing on the back. And a final picture on the side here. Now before we get Kong out of his packaging and take a look at him, I'd like to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. It does help the video spread around. So without further ado, let's get him out of his packaging and see how he looks. With Kong out of his packaging, we'll go ahead and measure him up. As you can see, he stands about 11 inches tall, or 28 centimeters. That is with the base included. There is no way to display him standing up without the base. You could have him lying down, but it would look kind of awkward. For size comparison, here he is next to the Heisei era SH Monster Arts Godzilla, and next to the Stylist series Godzilla that I've already reviewed. As mentioned, Kong does come with this base here, with the Godzilla vs. Kong logo here. Just a light little base here. We do have this pole, which you stick in there. And on the back of Kong, we have a hole there. And the arm just sticks in like that. It would have been nice if there was kind of a diorama here that came with Godzilla and you could kind of attach them, but unfortunately not. This gets the job done though. And here's a closer look at Kong, and I think this is a really impressive figure. I really like the sculpt work and the paint work that they've put into him. I do have a couple of little niggles with him, but we'll get to that in a moment. Looking at the face here, really like the expression they went with. Very angry, so appropriate for the film. Kong is a great character, but I like when he's just goes full beast mode and stuff like that. If you look in the eyes here, it's hard to see in person, but they've actually outlined kind of the eyelids there in silver, which kind of picks them out, and then the eyes themselves are done in kind of a gold or maybe a copper. It's a little bit hard to tell under the lights here. It just catches the light just enough to give a little bit of life to them. Really nice choice there. And the mouth, really nice paint job on that. Really like the colors. I think his mouth looks better than Godzilla's. As we go down, we have the scarring on the chest here. These are raised like they should be. You see you got the Kong nips there. That's stupid, I don't know why I said that. Then there's the huge abs. Nice paintwork on the fur and everything. Not overdone. Really kind of subtle paint jobs, just picking out that kind of color with the brown color with dry brushing and everything there. You see the feet kind of wrap around either side of the pole here. Love the detail on that. You have the Kong butt. I think where the pole attaches is good. I do like that it plugs into the back and isn't like a waist grab or anything like that. It looks nice from the front. But it would have been nice if maybe it was like a building or something that he was jumping off of that would kind of attach instead of just this generic black pole. And then we have the axe. I really like the sculpt work on the axe. I think it would have been nice if it was done in a translucent plastic instead of just this painted blue. That would have made it look a little bit more realistic. This has kind of a, almost like a Vincent van Gogh kind of feel to it. I like the look of it, but I don't think it's quite accurate to the film. It's more of a preference thing, but I think a translucent blue plastic would have looked a little bit better. But you do get a lot of great detail on the wrapping for the axe here. See the other side here. Really nice. Same with his hands there. You can't see his palms or anything to see if he has the scars and that. You get the bone and everything there. One thing I don't like is this seam along his elbows there. It's a little distracting from the front. It does show up a little bit more. It would have been nice if they had sculpted that fur to kind of go over that seam and just kind of blend it in a little bit better. The only other issue I have with this is that the axe is a little bit too far back for my liking, because if you look at him from the front like this, you can't see the axe at all. It looks like he's just holding like a bone above his head. So you always have to kind of turn him to the side to see the axe, which means you're kind of losing the detail on the face and the chest and everything. If they had had the axe raised a little bit higher above his head, or even made like these arms a little bit articulated so that you could kind of raise and lower them a little bit to position the axe, it would have been a little bit better. I just think it's too far back. Like, it really only looks good from the side here, which kind of limits your posing options. It means like you're pretty much gonna have to pose them like this together. Because for me, I'd want to see the scarring on his chest. You can't really see it from that side. So Kong is always going to be on the left, which means Godzilla is going to be on the right. And unfortunately, that means Godzilla's tail is going to be moved around the other way, when I kind of would like Godzilla like that and Kong like that. But again, you miss that detail on the chest and everything. So it's not the best. I think this is a case where if you like this pose, then this is a good choice. But for a lot of people, I think you're probably going to want to go with the articulated action figure version of Kong to pair it either with this Stylist version of Godzilla or the articulated action figure version. Now for me, I like both of these poses and I like having them together as a display piece, but maybe with the Mothra and Rodan and hopefully Mechagodzilla and King Ghidorah at some point, having these two together might not really work if you have the other kaiju around them. But for what it is, I do think that it is a really nice looking King Kong. It's just more like of a personal preference thing. So there we have the Stylist series King Kong, a really well done figure in so many areas. It's just such a shame that they had these kind of splits on the elbows there, and the position of the axe really does limit this figure. I do like this jumping pose, and I think it's really cool that they went with that, and this is like a perfect pose to use for a statue like this. It'd be hard to get this with an action figure. You'd have to get a whole stand and stuff like that, and you'd have the grab around the waist or something like that, and it would probably fall over. This gets that done much easier, and I think when you pair these two together, Godzilla and Kong, it's a really great display. Nice high quality looking figures for a relatively low amount of money, especially for kaiju stuff. I'm not sure how these compare to the NECA figures, because I never had the NECA ones. NECA's hard to get in Canada up until very recently, so I never had them. But I think these are really good, and they'll be my legendary Godzilla and legendary King Kong in my collection. So I'm happy with them. But let me know what you think. Will you go for the Stylist series of these figures, or will you go for the action figure versions that Hiya is making, or are you sticking with a different company's Godzilla and Kong? I'm curious to know what the fandom thinks of these. I have reviewed other Hiya Toys figures, and I have more to come, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see those. But for right now, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.